Assassin's Creed is the latest big budget adaptation of a video game, a genre that's had noticeable misfires, shall we say. It's been nice, but some of these movies I quite like Mortal Kombat, and I quite like the Warcraft movie that came out. There is some things that, although you know they're generally bad, you can get some enjoyment out of them. They're not the best, but they're not as bad as people make out. And I find that Assassin's Creed falls firmly into that sort of group. The basic story is about Callum Lynch, played by Michael Fassbender, who is a bad man on death row who gets the lethal injection for killing somebody. But he doesn't really, he gets revived in this super secret building facility type thing, and he finds out that he is a genetic descendant of this assassin, and through this new technology that they've mastered, he can relive his life and find out where his ancestor hid this apple of Eden, a device that can control the free will of man. It's kind of ludicrous, but it's a video game plot, so we're going to let it away with that. And that's basically the plot of the movie. Marion Cotillard is a doctor, making sure that he is okay getting out of this. Jeremy Irons is a bad man who's in charge of this full company, and these two people are also part of a secret organisation of Templars who are, well, the bad guys. So basically you've got two storylines going on within the movie. You've got the current timeline one where it has Michael Fassbender, the bad man, who is in this building, and you have his sort of memories or his ancestor back in the 1490 timeline, where he is an assassin who is on a mission to protect this device. And the movie starts off kind of slow. It's got some nice photography and it's kind of working its way up, trying to introduce this little bit of plot that's a little bit convoluted. But when the action kicks in, when it's into the 1400s, and the action's immense and really snapped me out of it. I liked the action, and I've heard lots of complaints about it. A lot of people are saying it's choppy, it's kind of cut up, it doesn't look good, and it is that way, but it's done for a kinetic fashion, and it is kind of like the way Greengrass did the Bond movies. But it's the good aspect of that. I liked it, I felt it added to it, and because they're jumping around buildings, moving through floors, jumping through windows, getting up to really high parts of a building, jumping off them, I didn't want a stagnant long shot to see this. I wanted this kinetic action to move about, and I enjoyed the action sequences. When it moves back into the facility, it's more of a mental game, as Fassbender has a couple of issues that he's working through as well with relatives, and just a distrust for the man, pretty much, and he has to come back around to his ancestral ways of being this assassin, because it is in his genes. Now, the way he is seeing all this action back in the 1400s is through the Animus machine, which is a machine that he plugs it into, and he kind of relives the movement. So it ties around his waist as his ancestor is fighting. It cuts back and forth between him in this room doing the moves to his ancestor doing the moves in the 1400s. And it was nice the first time, but doing it as much as they do in the movie kind of takes you out of those action sequences ever so slightly. Like seriously, you're watching this really cool action as the assassin character is just kicking ass, and then it'll jump back to this room with all these lights and Fassbender in a white t-shirt and trousers doing the movements, and you're like, no, get back to the kicking ass, get back to that jumping about crazy ways. Yeah, he's in a room, we know that, we don't need to see that every 2 minutes. And that kind of disrupted the sort of flow of the action sequences for me more than the editing did themselves. As for the performances, everybody's fine. They're doing what they can do with the script that they're given, and they're watchable. Michael Fassbender, Marion Cotillard, Jeremy Irons, they're all good actors and they do well enough. You can't say that anybody's not bothering to turn up. I liked some of the secondary characters within the movie, but I feel they're kind of short shrift and they don't get enough screen time to really show their characters, but they're interesting enough that I'd like to see more of them. Is the movie as bad as people are making out? I don't think so. It's not the greatest movie ever, but it's still watchable and entertaining. It has problems with the flow because of the two timelines that it's working and the tempo that it's keeping up. The pacing of the movie just feels a little bit off, and there are some severe lulls within the movie itself. I went into Assassin's Creed with very low expectations, pretty much because I'd heard all these bad reviews and naysayers saying it's terrible, it's not worth your time. It's another example of video game movies failing, and I found it to be an okay action movie with a major star at the helm of it. Would I watch it again? Yeah, I may watch it while doing something else and tune in and out of the bits that I really liked and sort of focus on what else I'm doing, the parts that I wasn't that interested in. I'm going to give Assassin's Creed 3 out of 5. It's an entertaining watch, it's got some good special effects, it's got some interesting action, some decent performances, and yeah, it's not as bad as people make out. Let me know in the comment box what you thought of Assassin's Creed, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.